This video is sponsored by Bose, makers of the acclaimed Bose Aviation Headset 10, and by WeatherWorks, delivering portable, highly accurate, localized weather information to pilots throughout the contiguous U.S. Herpa Miniature Models made us an offer we couldn't refuse. The company makes detailed die-cast models, but they also maintain a DC-3. And to get the word out about their models, they give rides. So, not too long ago, they came to us with a proposal. Find someone to fill the left seat of their DC-3 and put it through its paces at the Sun and Fun Airshow in Lakeland, Florida. Well, most of us here at AVweb write for a living, so naturally we devised an essay contest for our readers. After sorting through a few hundred, we found them a winner. This is Christa. You never know what you're going to get when you invite someone flying, and Christa couldn't seem to keep her eyes off the airplane. We liked her right away. Christa's the mother of 4 boys, but somehow found time to learn to fly. Today, our friend Dan Grider was going to teach her a bit more. Dan dove in right away with the no-nonsense briefing.
Christa's a pilot, and these guys are going to, if you look out your window while you're flying, you're going to see airplanes everywhere around you. I mean, the sky will be covered up with airplanes stacked on these wings right here.
That last part was a surprise to us, especially when we discovered that we were going to be part of the stack of airplanes. But Christa had taken it in stride, so we tried to follow her lead. And soon enough, well, we were.
We are now cleared to taxi. It'll be taxi.
Christa led us and 7 other wingmen, including her husband, who was also flying backseat, down Lakeland's taxiways. Dan was calling all the shots.
Departure in the 9, you guys stay up this frequency. I'm going to work on a departure clearance. It'll be a right-hand turn, and we'll join up out to the south side. I'll take care of your takeoff clearance. You guys stay this frequency.
And just like that, they were off, with Christa at the controls. Now, DC-3s can weigh in at more than 20,000 pounds, and we'd wager that's exponentially more than Christa was used to dealing with. And she's not a tail-dragger pilot, but for our dollar, Christa did just fine. As for us, her departure meant we'd soon have to follow. If you've ever flown as a pilot flying in tight formation, you know the pilot's workload is substantial. Actually, if you want to see the amount of work involved, it looks something like this. That stick isn't moving around on its own. My front seater is using it to keep us from straying too far from our wingman or bumping into him. Like Dan said, there were a lot of airplanes, and Christa was the woman at the head of the pack. Not long after she'd stepped aboard, she was leading a formation of 9 aircraft with smoke on over show center at the Airshow at Sun and Fun. Now, it's a little hard to tell. The airplanes were bouncing around a little bit in the early morning murk, but she was doing a really good job of it, and apparently gaining confidence. Either that or she dropped some change on the runway and figured we'd best all go look for it. Because Christa, for her first time ever flying a DC-3, had us burning over the runway at about 200 feet, or about twice the airplane's wingspan. Dan was working the throttles, but everything else, it was all Christa. The rest of us, well, we were just hanging on. As we cleared the approach end to 27 left, the sun broke out for maybe the first time in the morning and made for just a beautiful view of the Herpa DC-3. Christa led the group, 8 other airplanes, around on 2 low passes. She flew in front of the early morning crowd on the opening day of an air show. This was a real gift from Herpa for all of us who were there. After the 2 tours in about 45 minutes, it was time to land. We broke from Christa, but were listening over the radio and heard the tower call out traffic on the approach.
Lakeland Tower, Airshow flight ready. There's a DC-3 on a half-mile final, runway 9 right.
In case you didn't hear, that was the tower letting the world-famous Aeroshell aerobatic team know Christa was a half-mile out on short final for runway 9 right. Just another day at the air show for Christa. But even after tucking us in over the runway at 200 feet, with 2 flights of diamond formations, 1 off each wing, twice, Christa's day wasn't over. The pilot's flight isn't really over until it's logged, and Christa had her book ready for Dan, and a new smile ready for everyone. AVweb would like to thank Herpa Miniature Models for making this happen. Because some days, you just don't easily forget.